Es schmecken mir alle Süßigkeiten. Glaube ich zumindest.
Was ist das da drin?
Nach Honig und vielleicht nach Zimt. Halt irgend so ein poppiges Zeug.
Toast?
Ist da Spinat drin? Zimt mit Honig?
Okay, to start off, I will talk about some of our company's brief history. Kellogg started off 100 years ago in 1898 when the Kellogg's brothers were trying to make a new breakfast foods. During an attempt at making granola, they accidentally created the recipe for their most famous breakfast cereal, cornflakes. In 1906, our company began as Battle Creek Toasted Cornflake Company, which over time became one of the most famous breakfast sensations. Pop-Tarts were introduced to Kellogg's in 1964 without frosting and with just 4 flavors. In 1967, we added frosting to our Pop-Tarts when we knew that frosting could be toasted. Our international presence, currently Pop-Tarts are sold in several countries around the world. We have a warehouse in Hamburg, Germany, but Pop-Tarts aren't a common product that are distributed from there. Pop-Tarts are currently sold in Canada, Finland, Ukraine, the United Kingdom, Ireland, and New Zealand. They are also sold in Australia, but are limited to 2 flavors, Strawberry Sensation and Chalktastic. Our recommendation, we recommend to the board of directors that we should introduce Pop-Tarts into Berlin, Germany with 4 flavors. These flavors would include blueberry, strawberry, brown sugar cinnamon, and apple strudel with a variation of frosted and unfrosted.
Okay, so I'm just going to start out with a background of Germany itself. Germany has over 82 million people in the population. Berlin, the current population is around 3.5 million. And Berlin is actually home to 2 of the international airports in Germany, and they're actually planning on opening up another one in 2019, and that's going to be one of the largest international airports in Germany. So we plan on bringing in a lot of tourists, which leads to our tourism in Germany. According to tradingeconomics.com, Germany is the 6th most visited country for tourists in the whole entire world, and Berlin itself is the 3rd most visited city in the European Union. And that actually generates a lot of revenue for Germany as in tourism from international tourists. According to the United Nations World Tourism Organization, they estimate that $34 billion is brought into Germany each year from tourists. So we plan on introducing Pop-Tarts into many tourist destinations, such as international airports, like vending machines and stuff like that inside of those airports, inside of Berlin. So how we plan on expanding? We currently have a warehouse in Hamburg, Germany, which is about 3 hours from Berlin. And this warehouse right now is currently pretty small, so we plan on expanding it about 100,000 square feet to make it an equivalent size to the distribution centers in the United States. And we will be distributing those Pop-Tarts that we make into local grocery stores and the international airports, like I said before, and the U.S. military bases that are located in Berlin. We have found that one of the most efficient transportation methods to use in this situation will be trucks. So we're going to be using trucks to transport the Pop-Tarts from our warehouse in Hamburg to Berlin, which should take about like 3 hours.
So as for any political or legal issues we might run into expanding into Germany, we don't expect many. The U.S. is Germany's #1 trading partner outside of the EU, so we already have very good established relationships with them. And the biggest problem that we foresee is Commission E, which is the German equivalent of the FDA. They have very similar regulations to the FDA, so it won't be very much of a problem to tweak our labeling to fit those regulations. But again, that's one of the biggest issues that we foresee having to overcome. As for any cultural issues we might run into, we plan on sending representatives that can speak both German and English, as well as hiring the local German population in Berlin. But over half of Germans speak English already, so we don't foresee there being very many problems culturally either. One thing we did notice was that Germans generally like to buy fresh fruit from local markets and do not prefer the artificial fruit flavors in the Pop-Tarts. So we plan on buying a lot of fresh fruit from the local markets and raising the percentage of fresh fruit used in the filling. In a few years, we plan to have established strong relationships with the local farmers and being able to contract however much fruit we need from them as we further learn how much we'll need. So another thing we noticed was that for breakfast, Germans eat a lot of bread-based products like pastries, and so we think that'll be a definite plus that they will take to Pop-Tarts very well. And through our expansion into Berlin, we will be stimulating their economy through offering jobs and as well as stimulating the local farmers markets.
Okay, so I'm going to be talking about competitive concerns. Our competitors include local bakeries and pastry shops. Some consumers enjoy homemade traditional breakfasts in Germany, so we plan on targeting the consumers that would like to eat something on the go or that's quick to eat. There are bakeries around every corner in Germany, so we plan on ensuring that Pop-Tarts will be sold in every major grocery store and to make sure that there are locations all around Berlin. So now with IPR concerns, there weren't really any concerns. The copyright and trademark laws are very, very similar to the laws here in the U.S. Trademarks are registered at the German Patent and Trademark Office, where protection is valid for 10 years and can be extended. So with currency and trade relations, Germans use the euro for their form of currency. 1 euro is equivalent to about, or to 116 in US dollars, or 1 US dollar is equivalent to 0.86 euros. This means that the US dollar is stronger than the euro. So a box of Pop-Tarts costs a little less than 3 US dollars, which would be about 2.58 euros. We plan on increasing the price in Germany to incorporate the costs of fresh fruit and local labor. All of Germany's trade relations are managed through the EU, and the US and Germany have one of the strongest trade relationships in all of the European Union. So in conclusion, we recommend that Pop-Tarts expand to Germany. We plan on introducing 4 flavors of Pop-Tarts into Berlin, Germany. These flavors will be based off of cultural favorites as well as the top selling flavors in the US. We expect very few barriers in entry and high opportunity for potential profit. So we believe that introducing Pop-Tarts into Germany would be very beneficial for Germany's economy and trade relations with the US.